Women who experience domestic abuse are 3 times more likely to develop a serious mental illness, according to a new study. The research from Birmingham University has also identified a significant gap between the percentage of women who suffer domestic abuse in England and Wales and cases recorded by family doctors, which suggests opportunities are being missed to support vulnerable women. Lauren Moss reports.
It's described as an insidious crime which affects around a quarter of women in England and Wales. Now, new research suggests that domestic abuse is not only under-recorded by doctors, but victims are also 3 times more likely to develop a mental illness. Emma says she was abused physically and emotionally by her ex-boyfriend, who later took his own life.
My bruises would heal and the scars would go, but what I was left with was no self-esteem, no confidence in myself. I believed everything that he said, which was that I was unlovable, I was worthless. It was my fault that I was being abused, it was my fault that he was acting that way because it was me that made him do that.
Emma didn't seek help for years. She suffered post-traumatic stress disorder and later received counselling. According to crime figures, around 1 in 4 women experiences domestic abuse in a lifetime. But this study found it was recorded in less than 1 in 100 GP patient files. Survivors are 3 times as likely to develop mental illnesses such as depression, schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
Victims can often take months, if not years, to come forward, which means that they've been experiencing that type of abuse, repeated patterns of physical, emotional, sexual, financial abuse, living in that environment of control and fear for a severely long period of time.
The Royal College of GPs say doctors are highly trained to understand the signs of domestic abuse, but often it can be well hidden. Those behind this research say it could be the tip of the iceberg and are calling for a better screening process.
One of the reasons why this piece of work is so important is actually with such significant underreporting, GPs, health professionals in primary care can do a lot to support survivors of domestic abuse, and actually this could possibly mean then that a huge cohort of women have got a seriously unmet mental health need that actually we could support.
Earlier this year, the government published a new domestic violence bill to protect victims. Emma now runs a refuge for survivors. She hopes that today's research will influence future policy and raise awareness about the women who may not be getting the help they really need. Lauren Moss, BBC News.